Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us today for our presentation on Viking Expedition cruising. We're delighted to be with you today virtually as we celebrate Oktoberfest this week and explore the world of Viking cruises. My name is Marcia Forsee, and I work in the group department at Magic Cruises and Tours, and I also help individual clients with their vacations. Normally you would be hearing Patty Cash hosting this presentation, but she couldn't be here tonight, so I'm stepping in. So here's our wonderful staff. You can change the slide. There we go. We wish, of course, that we could be there in person and be all together, but we're, of course, adapting to the current situation. You can see Patty Cash there, the owner, and our manager, Shelly Franks.
Hey, everybody.
And I'm third picture in there with the rest of the Magic staff. So hopefully this will help put a face to a name and a voice on the phone. There's a picture of our office in the heart of downtown Worthington on High Street. We've been there since 1988, and that's over 32 years of helping folks with great vacations. We like to provide personalized service when we help our clients, and part of that is educating our clients about popular travel options, hot destinations, great opportunities. So today we're going to talk about the world of Viking Expedition cruises. We have worked with Viking for many years, and we've all graduated from the Viking Academy. We've sent thousands of clients on wonderful trips and look forward to helping everyone with their travel plans all along the way. There's a picture of one of our previous Viking presentations. We usually host those several times a year. We can get together with lots of folks and have some fun, drink some wine, have some wonderful fine cuisine and some snacks, have a little more fun. And so we miss having everybody get together, but we'll still be able to get the information to you so that we can keep you all informed. So today we're happy to have with us one of the best representatives in the travel industry and a Viking expert, Mr. Reiner Marks. He is our Director of Business Development with Viking Cruises, and thanks for hosting with us today, Reiner.
Well, thank you so much, Marcia. I think I should start my day every day like this with somebody introducing me to my work day. That's very nice. I really appreciate that and love it, love it, love it. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today on our fourth segment. We've been doing this all week and it's been a great. Thank you for all the wonderful questions that came in on rivers, on Mississippi, on oceans. And I hope you have a lot of questions for us today on expeditions as well. We really want to talk about this. Just kind of like an FYI thing, because we're starting in 2022, so a couple years out, but the excitement runs very strong on this amazing product because we've been waiting for this so long. We started with rivers, then went into oceans, Mississippi, and now talking finally expedition. This has been on our wish list for so long. We knew we can do small ships very well. We are one of the leading experts in small ship operations. Our river ships are small, our ocean ships are small, and so will these expedition vessels as well. State of the art. Let me tell you, these ships are absolutely fantastic. I am super excited. Now, the features on these ships, and we're going to go through some of those as cabins and the purpose built and those kind of things. The safety features are absolutely remarkable. These ships are built for the destination, so they have a thicker hull. They have ice-breaking capabilities up to Polar Class 6. For the technical interested folks amongst you, this means about 3 inches of ice that this ship can sail without any. I'm sorry. Did I say inches? I meant feet. 3 feet of ice. So that makes a huge difference in these regions. But 3 feet of ice, old ice, new ice, and some amazing features as well. Now, these ships are small enough to get into those remote areas. We named them Viking Octantis after the most southern star in the southern hemisphere, and Viking Polaris after the most northern star. And so our North Star, South Star, there's planning for 2 of these vessels. They're currently being built, and they're large enough to provide all the luxury features that you would expect from a Viking ship, right? And I want to actually start off to show you some of the amazing renderings, what the ship will look on the interior, right? And if you have sailed on Viking, many of those will look quite familiar. And if not the rooms exactly, then the design features, the Scandinavian open airiness, the furniture, these welcome areas, the atrium, the bar. So this will look all very, very familiar, and you will feel comfortable right from the get-go on these amazing ships. Now, let me start with some of the fun things that we're featuring on there. So one of them, I want to start in the Aula. The Aula is a venue, and that is very, very dear and important to our heart, a learning venue at sea, because this is as much as a relaxation, this is much as an exploration as it is an educational kind of a vacation, right? You have world-leading scientists on board. You have resident historians that travel with us that give daily lectures. So to have a venue where you can learn in comfort and with all the modern 8K laser technology and all the bells and whistles that come with a contemporary and modern learning venue, you have this beautiful aula, and it is very much designed after the ceremonial hall of the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony in Oslo, right? The University of Oslo gives away these Nobel Prizes. So the acoustic there is so amazing that we really adapted the layout and we built this amazing venue based on that. And I want to show you a short little video what this aula can do in addition to being a fantastic presentation features. Take a look at this. So out here you're overlooking the Finse Terrace, where in the background you have the aula. It opens up and you have this amazing viewing platform over into the destination. What you're looking at here is a outdoor, if you will, lounge. And considering we're in the Arctic, Antarctic, or on the way there, it might be a little chilly. Now, fear not, we have quite powerful heating pits in there, lava heating pits where you can huddle around and warm yourselves up. Open fire is of course not an option. It's kind of like not good on a ship to have open fire, but these lava pits will, emit quite some heat, and you can huddle around and enjoy the heat that is coming from there. And of course, these stunning views. By the way, this ship, I want you to look at these ships as viewing platforms into the destination. Now, we can't guarantee that wildlife will show up, right? We can't make them come. We can't guarantee that we are going to see certain whales, certain polar bears, and those kind of things. But we expect them to, right? it's what we come to do. But if they show up, if they breach next to the ship, if we see penguins, birds, migratory birds, walruses, whales, whatever it is that we came to see, you are going to be able to see them from anywhere on the ship. That includes your cabin, that includes the spa, dining room. Every area on the ship is a viewing platform into the destination. So keep that in the back of your head as we're going through all these amazing areas, such as the Explorer's Lounge, right? This 2-story lounge. We talked about it yesterday on Mississippi. It's almost a 1-to-1 copy of the Explorer's Lounge on Viking Oceans on the Mississippi. So this is very much a continuation of a proven concept from Oceans to Mississippi to Expeditions. Now, I wasn't making empty promises. Here in the spa, look at this window front. You're in the spa, lounging, relaxing, heating up. You're coming out of the snow grotto, which if you hadn't have enough snow outside, you will have some in there indoors where you can alternate between hot and cold. So rub yourself down with snow. Optional, you don't have to. There is also, in addition to that, we have a heating grotto, a grotto where you can sit in and just kind of huddle up and warm up down to the core. That is a really unique feature, very unique. And but keep in mind, wherever you are in these spa areas, you can see the destination. You're not missing a beat anywhere. Now, one of my favorite spots on the ship is Expedition Central. And this is an area where you have access to our expedition team and the leaders. Here you can make arrangements, you can change expeditions, you can ask questions about a previous expedition that, questions might have come up from yesterday, 2 days ago. You can inquire about what's coming up, you can get information. So full on access to our expedition stuff, but there's more. We have breakout rooms, we have workshops in here, for example, photography workshops, where you can improve your photography skills, right? It would be a shame you're going on this once in a lifetime expedition and your pictures don't come out the best they can be. So here for photography workshops and so much more. Let me take you a little bit behind the scenes into the hangar. Now, as any expedition vessel, we're carrying a lot of smaller expedition crafts with us. That includes zodiacs, that includes canoes and ribs that can actually take you a little further away from the ship, right? But the unique way with Viking is the way we board these vessels. So when you look at this, the ships would be lined up, those crafts would be lined up in the center of the ship here, and you would board them from the side. So there's no shaky kind of platforms on the side where you have to wiggle yourself onto one of those, buckle up. No, safe, even surfaces, you buckle up in there, and when everybody is in, we are going to launch these vessels into the ocean slightly backwards. This is not a thrill ride. This will be a slow launch into the, look, I think I was looking for a good analogy of what this is going to look like, but if you've boarded the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland, I think you're good to go. I think you're ready to board our expeditions vessels. And now there's one thing I wanted to show you is the number of crafts that we have to kind of summon it up for you. So you have those military grade Zodiacs, you have the fleet of kayaks, and they can be operated by feet. So you paddle them like a bicycle or with oars. The big advantage if you use the paddles by foot is you have your hands free for photography and bird watching and binoculars, right? Those ribs, those convertible ribs, they can be operated with the roof on or off, depending on the weather conditions, and they can take you really further away from the ship into remote areas, penguin colonies, bird colonies, seal colonies, whatever it is that we're going to watch. Now, let me tell you a little bit about these 2 submarines that each of these ships are carrying. 2 6-seater submarines that are absolutely state of the art. So you have one pilot that will operate these. So that's the bad news. You don't get to do it, but you get to join the party. So there's 6 seats for passengers in there, and they actually swivel. So when you're in there, you can still move. You have 210-degree round view in there. You have the pilot operating this. So a total of 7 people per submarine. They can dive down to 900 feet. So they're certified without decompression to 900 feet. And they can observe wildlife. They can observe the ice formations underwater. We're talking a little bit later about the Great Lakes, this freshwater body in North America. So there's a number of shipwrecks. We're going to do dives there to look at those shipwrecks in the Great Lakes. And the best news about it is it's 100% free. So you don't have to pay to get onto those submarines. Let me also show you how safe it is to launch and to board these submarines. As you can see, let me go one back. As you can see here, you see the 2 officers there. That's where these submarines are being loaded. Everybody is in the submarine, and then there will be a crane feature. And I have to open this here for a second, and I hope this works. Here you see it. So the side panel opens up. There is a crane feature, and they swing out very, very slowly and will be launched on the side of the ship into the sea. So here you see the graphic of the slip-away function. How awesome is that?
It's
right?
amazing.
It doesn't get safer than that. So Marcia, now you see why I'm excited about this, right?
Yeah.
So here are the cabins, and the big challenge when you build an expedition vessel for the Arctic, for the Antarctic, is that you cannot have let's say a common veranda as regular ocean ships have it, because it's really cold, right? So the use of a veranda would not be very much, to say the least. So what our design team did is they started at this big window front. It was clear to everyone, we need to see. That's why people come. That's what everybody wants. So this entire wall in your cabin will be a viewing window, which lowers down to the half size. About halfway down to elbow height is where the top window comes down. So if you want to lower it, put on a jacket, you can pull out the binoculars and watch, or cameras. So it's right at elbow height. But designed inwards is now you have this seating element where you can sit down and observe whatever is near to the ship, what is around. And then further in is where your living area starts with the king size bed. You have this beautiful room divider here. And again, the perfect height for your elbows to bring this down is really the elbow height, where you can kind of rest your elbows and view. So a lot of thinking, a lot of planning went into this. Another angle to see what these cabins look like, how we get to this sweeping views and to maximize the views, is from the inside of the cabin. So you walk in, but this is now from the other side, but it was literally designed from the view inside of the cabins based on necessity. But the view was the most important to us to provide to our guests on board. Also, standards are very high when it comes to our bathrooms. The wet cells here, those are oversized shower cabins. Gone are the days of the shower curtains. I don't know if anybody still does these attacking shower curtains. So these are a thing of the past. Some hotels still have them. So, but eventually, right, we're going to get rid of them. But on Viking, they're all shower cabins with these reinforced shower heads, heated bathroom floors. These are cozy, comfortable. You get to store all your belongings away easily. Also unique are the heated mirrors. So no matter how hot you take your shower, these mirrors will not fog up because they're heated and lit from the back. So here's another view of this amazing cabin. Again, the view is integrated into the stateroom, right? It supports and helps to see the wildlife and the wilderness observation. It is a platform into the destination. Life spotting, wildlife spotting is integral. That is really our mission. And I think they've done a fantastic job in doing so and lining this up with what the clients come to see, right? Meaning you, the travelers. So flat panel TVs all over the cabin here. I don't think anybody will spend much time in front of a TV, but it helps, you know, you have the GPS, the global positioning system, you have educational programming, you have the program director, our scientists on board will do programming. So they're not only giving in-person lectures, these lectures are also streamed and broadcast into your cabin, you know, for everyone to see if you just want to rest up and still want to see the lecture. So here's another view of this beautiful Nordic suite, which is now much larger, but it's always 2 people to a cabin. A unique feature that we're seeing that we thought of, I think we're the only ones having those. You know, when you come back from an expedition, you might have gotten a little moist, wet, damp on the outside because of the, you know, the spray, ocean spray that you got on yourself. How about these guys, these floor-to-ceiling drying closets? You hang your clothing in there, it's ventilated and heated from the inside, and it dries your clothing in no time. You're ready for the next exploration, the next excursion. Talking about your gear, we're providing the pants because everybody's wearing multiple layers, so it's of course sanitary, you know, and thick socks and layers and layers. So we're providing the boots, the walking sticks, the pants, the thermal pants. What we ask passengers or clients to bring ahead of time are the thermal underwear, the beanies, the scarves, and all the things that you wear on your body. But those jackets that you see on the left are for the travelers to keep. So keep a little bit of space in your suitcase. You will take those polar jackets with you back home for your next Breckenridge ski excursion, for your next Aspen visit, for your next Vale wine tasting. These will come in very, very handy. So dining on board, of course, we will feed you well, right? As you are always used to from Viking, on rivers, on oceans, the best dining choices at sea. And if you joined us yesterday and 2 days ago, we talked about many of these venues, such as Mumson's, the always included room service. The great thing is all these amazing restaurant venues that you see here, 100% included. You do not pay a penny extra to dine here. We ask folks to make a reservation ahead of time because we don't want anybody to wait in line, but they're all included, right? No extra pay to play kind of approach here. So a beautiful restaurant concept. These panels, again, slide open to provide beautiful views into the destination. An open kitchen concept, open seating. We have Manfredi's on board, our Italian outlet, significantly smaller than on Viking Oceans because it's only 376 passengers on board. We have the World Café, which I expect will be very busy for lunch, busy with 300 people, right? We'll be very busy for lunch here with fresh gelatos, seafood, sushi, sashimi, made to order, with only that, you know, relatively small amount of people on board. Our chefs will have a fantastic time and can do a lot of a la carte kind of approach. You will not see any buffets. For what I'm thinking, there will, you know, it will be a very, very interesting concept, an open kitchen concept here, and light international fare, international cuisine, multiple dining outlets all over the ship. So you can dine every day somewhere else and it will never get dull and boring. I promise you that. The meals will change constantly wherever we are in the region. You know, the meals will change. Mumsen, our Norwegian deli, named after the Hagen family matriarch. The Hagen family owns Viking. It's Mr. Hagen, who is the chairman of Viking. He used to be the CFO of the old Royal Viking Cruise Line. So when they went away, he's like, so what's my next chapter in life? He founded Viking River Cruises, and he now has a Viking Ocean Cruise back in the water. So that was always his major goal, right? Here's a nice image of what we're going to look forward to in the Arctic and Antarctic regions. So wildlife in the Antarctica that you come to see without going into great detail. Antarctica, just as a rule of thumb, You have the penguins in the Antarctica and the polar bears in the Arctic. So, these are some of the main wildlife that you will see up here. But the Arctic Explorer, a beautiful 13-day exploration from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. What I want to put out there is, yes, we're going to, we know where we start and end, but the sequence of ports in the middle is really up to the captain based on weather, based on, local traffic up there. There's only so many ships in each port that are allowed and landfall is highly regulated. So it may be Half Moon Bay, maybe on day 5, 6, 7, 8. Most important is we're going to go there. I think that's the way to look at it. It's an adventure. Enjoy it. We're going through the Drake Passage. We're going around Cap Horn. The safety feature of the ship will come in very, very handy with new inventions that keep that ship hovering on the spot, that you don't have to drop anchor. Some of these ports you're not allowed to drop anchor. So this ship is really state of the art. It has fin stabilizers. It has U-tanks in the hull of the ship, which limit 50% of the rolling of the ship. If you have a little sensitive stomach like yours truly, you will very much appreciate those U-tanks. I can tell you that right now. And these are just some images of things that you can look forward to. Kayaking between the icebergs, between ice formations that are incredible. I've sailed in the Arctic probably 20 years ago, and I had no idea the different shades that ice can have, right? From bright white to blue to pink and everything in between. Now, we also have scientists on board, renowned scientists from the University of Cambridge, from the Institute for Ornithology, that will do oceanic research in our laboratories on board. Those are working laboratories where we do sample processing. And the best part is you can be part of that. If you wish to do so, side by side with these scientists, we can, you can help collecting samples, taking probes, microscopic processing. You can really be part of that and learn how the day-to-day business, the fieldwork of a scientist look like. Now, these scientists are not only looking pretty in their coats and in their gear here in the Arctic, but they're also making themselves available for lectures. They will be giving lectures on oceanic research, on all kinds of data that they're finding, and they will share the data with their respective universities. So like you see here, the Scott Polar Research Institute, Cambridge is one of our partners, the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, NOAA. So numerous partners, more than this, but they all are partners with Viking and participate in preservation of this unique, vast wildlife. Antarctica, this is what we come to see, right? The wildlife that we're hoping to see next to the ship, further out on excursion. And I think we will certainly, if not see all of it, but a lot of them. So when we talk about the Arctic, the polar bears, walruses, whales, the Svalbard reindeer, those kind of animals is what we come to see here, and many of them we will. Let me show you the itinerary that we do here in the Arctic. This is a round trip from Tromsø, a 6-island archipelago that belongs to Norway. So leaving from Tromsø, headed up to Svalbard. And Svalbard is home port to our both expedition ships. Longyearbyen is the city here in Svalbard, and this is the home port. And this is as close as we can get to the polar ice caps. It is way past the Arctic Circle, in the Barents Sea, in the Greenland Sea, knowing to be some of the, most unforgiving seas in the world. But fear not, these ships are absolutely solid built. They will take you to remote islands. And I think one thing you will not see here, and that's hordes of other tourists. It will just be us, right? You may get visitors in the far distance of this nature, or see some polar foxes. So there is one journey that for the port collectors amongst you that might be interested in doing a little bit, spending a little more time on board. This is this trip of a lifetime that I think we put together here, which is a 44-day trip from the Arctic all the way down to the Antarctic. So here's just some of the ports. Let me show it to you on the map. So you're going from the very north when the season ends in the Arctic down to the Antarctic. And this is the trip that I'm talking about, 44 days on board. So you will leave the Arctic Circle and head down to Antarctica, see Antarctica, and then end up in Ushuaia flying back home. So 44 days. If you have 2 months where you have nothing on the calendar yet, Marcia and the ladies from
No
Magic
problem.
Cruises will gladly help you with your travel reservations. So now I mentioned seasons, right? We do have seasons in the Arctic and the Antarctic that we are allowed to go, that is safe to go. And that are the known seasons where, you know, the Arctic and Antarctic don't belong to any nation. They're their own region, but there's an international agreement that allows explorer vessels, that allows exploration vessels to go there. And when these seasons are over, we have another region to go to, and that is the Great Lakes. So these ships are small, narrow enough to go through the Weland Canal here in Ontario, Canada, to sail into the Great Lakes. And so here you're looking at a whole different set of natural wonders, of wildlife, bald eagles, you know, Kodiak bears, grizzlies, moose, everything in between, amazing migratory birds, monarch butterflies, and everything in between. So there is 3 different sailings that we have. The Canadian Discovery, the 13 days from New York to Toronto. Here you see this itinerary taking you past Halifax, Quebec City, Saguenay, into Toronto. Then Niagara and the Great Lakes is a beautiful 8-day adventure from Toronto to Milwaukee. And here you have this journey showing right here. So you're sailing around this peninsula, around Michigan here, Traverse City, and in Milwaukee. And then last but not least, the Great Lake Explorer from Milwaukee to Thunder Bay. Excuse me. And here you see the itinerary that takes you from Milwaukee to Thunder Bay. So some more exploration on the Canadian side, but let me tell you, some of these views are absolutely amazing. On the undiscovered Great Lakes, Thunder Bay to Milwaukee on the way back, you're doing this route, focusing more on the US side of the Great Lakes. But just to give you a couple of ideas of the ports that you see here in the Great Lakes, learn about the culinary world, learn about Mackinac Island, the specifics. No cars allowed here, so all the traffic is horse-drawn carriage, right? There's no motor cars allowed. A unique fort from the Civil War. Georgian Bay, right, where we can put our expedition vessels to use, our expedition crafts to do some landfall, hiking, mountain biking, biking along the lakes, walks with naturalists that takes you into the destination. This is absolutely incredible. I would very much look forward to go on those Apostle Islands, these caves that are hollowed out by ebb and tide and by melting waters in the winter. Again, the hikes that we're offering here for the more adventurous folks amongst our travelers will be nothing short of amazing. Where we'll learn about local economy, the copper mining in this region, and the wonderful, beautiful forests and the wildlife, the fauna and flora. Of course, seeing Niagara here in Ontario, where you either take the boat up to the falls, or if you're really adventurous, get in a helicopter and do it from above. Why not, right? Why not? So Halifax, Nova Scotia has its own charm, right? For the lovers of photography, there's so many wonderful objects and beautiful motives to take pictures of. Quebec City, right? Where we can put our kayaks to use and travel the coastline here by kayak. And then of course, larger cities like Detroit and Toronto along the way as well, where you have, you know, a lot to see, a lot to learn. Now, the culture here in Toronto, we have a number of extensions that you can add on at the end. Toronto is one of them. And talk to Marcia, talk to all of the travel agents of Magic Cruises. They will be able to help you. They have all the information regarding these amazing cruises. And that would actually conclude my little talk here today on Viking Expeditions. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lot of questions for me. If not, Marcia, you want to take over?
Yes, yeah, that was great. It's so interesting, all the different places that you're going to go. If anybody does have any questions, please post them in the Q&A box down below. I forgot to mention that earlier, but there is a Q&A feature that you can use to post any questions. I wanted to mention, you mentioned briefly about extensions, and there are some really neat extensions that can be added on pre and post for these cruises. When you're one of the ones that I was looking at is for the Great Lakes. When you're going from Thunder Bay, you can go up to Churchill, Manitoba and see the polar bears. That looked so cool. It's a whole package, all inclusive, and it's who goes to see polar bears, right?
I know.
It's pretty amazing. And so that would be an extension that you can do from one of the South American, from one of the Antarctica itineraries. You can go over to Easter Island. Yeah, I mean, it's so neat, and so many different things that you can do. So definitely, if you're interested in this type of thing, we can help arrange that. Viking has put together some really neat packages to go along with these itineraries, and we always have to check the availability to make sure it's available on your itinerary. So just wanted to go over a few other things. I don't think there's any questions right now, so that's fine. But we do have lots more details. This is kind of just a touch of a highlights on the expedition cruising, but it's really exciting new things coming up with Viking. So just want to mention some special promotions. Let's see. So I did send out an email to the participants with some additional links so that you could maybe do a little bit of exploring online, more with regard to the packages and itineraries. When you look at the information, you might also see when you look at the travel dates, there are some dates that have some discounted rates, specials on airfare, maybe even free airfare, depending on the itinerary. Since it goes to so many different places, the promotions do vary. So just want to let you know that those are out there. A couple other things too to keep in mind: past guests with Viking are eligible for past guest discount. And you could also get, so let us know if you're a past guest so that we can get that applied on your reservation. If Viking passengers want to refer someone new to Viking Cruises as well, you can get a referral credit to apply to your next vacation. So that's something that's great to spread the word, and you can take advantage of that discount. One thing I might not have mentioned before was with Viking, you can get an e-check discount. So it matters how you make your payment. You can get a 3.3% discount when you pay by e-check. So that's just something, one way that you can save a bit of your vacation money by using that with Viking. So now is a good time to lock in the savings, lock in the promotions if you're ready to plan for the future. Couple of the things we want to let you know, just the things that Viking's offering and that Magic is offering. Viking is offering their risk-free guarantee. And so what that means is they're offering this with all the reservations that are made by the end of October. Risk-free guarantee comes with your reservations. You don't have to pay for it or anything like that, but it does provide peace of mind with some flexibility. You can change your travel plans up to 24 hours prior to your departure and get a future travel voucher for use. You just have to use it within 2 years. So if you do need to make some changes on your travel plans, things aren't going as you thought when you made the reservations, you do have that flexibility that is offered by Viking. So that's something that's really nice that they're offering. And then from Magic Cruises, we do have some additional promotional offers. So whatever the promotion is with Viking, we're going to also offer you a shipboard credit of $200 per room and an extra $200 in savings. So we want to be able to offer that to you as well. Let's see this. I'm going to check. No more questions. No questions yet. Okay. So I think we just have one prize to give away today, and it's the Hofbrauhaus gift card. So do you have, what we're going to do the quiz. So if you want to, Reiner, you want to pose the question?
Okay. So we just need the answer to this question. And put the dollar amount in there. How much does it cost to book a trip on the Viking submarines? How much does it cost to book the Viking submarines?
Let's see who comes in first.
Do we have an answer?
We talked about it earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Somebody has it. Yay. So we have a winner.
Outstanding.
So
Congratulations.
I will give you a call about getting that gift card. So
Just to
that's
say
great.
it for everybody, it's absolutely free, right?
Yes, the submarine is free. I can't believe it. It's amazing.
I know.
So we hope you enjoyed our presentation today. We invite you to contact your travel advisor at Magic Cruises to make your reservations for your next trip. Just so you know, too, I didn't mention this earlier, but if you missed any of our presentations earlier this week, we have posted them on the website. We have links to the recordings of the webinars. So if you want to share those with anybody or just review them yourselves, those are available at magiccruises.com/events on their links to our YouTube page. So just wanted to let you know, and thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Reiner, and we'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Pleasure as always.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.